So with that, I thought we'd start with just maybe a view from Lisa Soto from Hunton and Williams about how has this practice changed over the last 10 to 15 years, much less even the last 2 or 3?
Dramatically, really dramatically. So I started doing this in 1999, and most of us that were in it, all of us in it from the early days, did something else before. We came to this from somewhere else, and actually both Harriet and I came to it from the environmental world, which sounds really different from privacy and cybersecurity, but in fact there are so many parallels. And the way I came to it was that I had expressed interest in the internet, and the partner who was the head of our technology group at the time said, hey, you're a complex regulatory lawyer. There's this thing, privacy. I abhor regulatory work. You take it. So there it was. So since then, we saw GLB come into existence, ground leash flyleaf for the financial sector, HIPAA for the healthcare sector, and then a panoply of other privacy laws in the United States. And of course, very important was in 1995, the European Data Protection Directive came into being. But it took years after that for the member states to encode that into law. So there were years of sort of uncertainty about what this was going to be. And there were very, very, very few of us practicing in this area. And then everything exploded in 2005, really, with the first data breach of national note. That was ChoicePoint. And then following on the heels of that, TJX. And so then cyber and privacy both sort of grew in parallel after that, and really were very, very much linked. You do a little Venn diagram. And then 2 or 3 years ago, it exploded yet again with the Target breach. Again, a line in the sand there. Because with Target, we saw the first CEO, at least in part, resign as a result of a cybersecurity incident, and 7 of 10 board members were threatened with ouster. That was a sea change. And then the panoply of other very well-covered media events, cyber events, occurred after that. So also in parallel with a very dramatic change in Europe, where the directive that's been in place since '95 is being replaced by the General Data Protection Regulation, and will be replaced in 2 years, which is probably the biggest event in our lifetime, working lifetime, in the data protection arena. So it's been, boy, it's just been an explosion from that first moment to the present.